This episode is made possible by the support we get from Fort Collins Kia. If you are in the market for any electric Kia, not only do they never add market adjustments, they will deliver your car to you anywhere in the 48 contiguous states for out-of-spec viewers. More information in the link in this episode's description. Hello and welcome back to the Out of Spec podcast. For those watching confused on why I'm not in my studio, I'm here in Apex, North Carolina for the Iona Rechargery grand opening. Of course, this Apex Iona station has been open for quite some time, but now they're doing a grand opening with all of the automakers, and so I'm here for that. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for all of the changes we're seeing on the Cybertruck prices, from free wraps, the lease price change, as well as the $7,500 tax credit. Now let's talk about the $7,500 tax credit as well as the leasing prices. So you'll see on Tesla's configurator here for the US, we're seeing the all-wheel drive at $749 a month with $7,500 down, 36 months, and 10,000 miles. And this is a 17% decrease because just at the end of January, we were seeing this price be $899 a month, $7,500 down, 36 months, 10,000 miles. And so we're seeing a 17% price decrease essentially for this Cybertruck, which is all voluntary. Now, before I talk about the tax credit, this price decrease doesn't have anything to do with the $7,500 tax credit, because the Cybertruck leases were already getting the $7,500 tax credit. Even though a vehicle might not qualify for consumers, the automakers who are leasing them still get it. They can still take the $7,500 tax credit, and they'll typically reduce that off of the lease. They'll shave it off for you. And so this $899 a month was already getting the tax credit. Now $749 a month on the Cybertruck a month for leasing is just a voluntary pricing change, better pricing. I think that's going to help switch demand a bit more. We know how good and appealing leasing is for EVs. Depreciation is always a huge concern, especially for a specialty vehicle like the Cybertruck. And we know how we've seen other Tesla vehicles depreciate. I'm talking about the Model S Plaid, which Kyle paid $140,000 for, and it's now worth like $40,000. Granted, he's done some crazy things on that thing, but the point is, EV depreciation is a concern. And so we're seeing a lot of good leasing offers, and now Tesla's doing their part of providing a pretty decent leasing offer. I gotta say, I mean, it's always recommended that when you're doing a lease, don't put anything down, because God forbid you get in an accident, you're not getting that money down back. And so it's always recommended you put nothing down. And for example, if you put nothing down on this lease, that gives you a payment of $987 a month for 36 months and 10,000 miles, which is, I think, a bit of a better offer. Now, let's talk about the $7,500 tax credit. So you'll go to cash here. You'll see the Cybertruck MSRP $79,990, but then you include the $7,500 tax credit for those who qualify, and that is $72,490 after the tax credit, which again, I think this makes the Cybertruck way more appealing. Got to think about other EV trucks out there. I think top of my head, like the R1T, which doesn't qualify for the $7,500 tax credit, or the $3,750 tax credit. So this makes it a much more competitive vehicle for those who do qualify for the tax credit to look at and choose the Cybertruck. And this is coming from a R1T owner. Honestly, still, guys, I'm picking the R1T any day. That's just me. I think the Cybertruck a bit too weird and wonky for me to drive. And I don't like the steer-by-wire. I don't like the driving ratio. I don't know what it is, but I like turning the wheel 390 degrees. You know, I like the multiple rotations that I have to go through to turn the wheel. I like that. I'm hard-headed, but yeah, so price decreases due to the $7,500 tax credit, as well as a voluntary lease price reduction, which all in all makes the Cybertruck a way more appealing vehicle for those who are interested. Now, we're also seeing a free wrap to Tesla, Cybertruck owners. Now, this is a $6,500 $6,000 paint option. It's a XPEL paint film. It only comes in like black and white, so it's not like you're getting a million options. But it's an option for you to wrap your Cybertruck. Now, we do know Tesla does their own wraps. You'll see on screen here, right? The Tesla Cybertruck wrap is $4,500, but this is from Tesla. This is installed at Tesla service centers. However, the wrap that you're getting for the Foundation Series Cybertruck, I should clarify, right? So Tesla's giving free wraps to Foundation Series Cybertrucks that you buy between now and the end of March 31st. You will get a voucher to, place an order for an XPEL installed vehicle wrap, and that's just something that Tesla is going to pay for. So you buy your Cybertruck Foundation Series within 14 days. You're going to get a voucher. And then you're going to go to a XPEL dealer, schedule, and they will wrap your car for you. And so, that is just, there are over 125 authorized installer XPEL locations. And so you go to one of those, have your Cybertruck wrap installed, and then you're pretty much good to go. And again, this is not like the wrap that Tesla installs. So they're paying XPEL to do this for you. Now, Tesla's not the only automaker who's ever done this. Rivian, I think on the top of my head, it was a big selling point at one point in time. They were giving free PPF wraps to move some inventory. And I think Tesla's doing the same thing. They're trying to move more inventory. Giving free wraps makes it a bit more appealing. And free XPEL wraps to all Foundation Series Cybertruck buyers in the U.S. and Canada. So this just makes it a bit more appealing. Now, we can even see here, to be honest with you, you'll actually go to the Tesla website. You'll see there are quite a bit of Tesla Cybertruck Foundation Series in inventory. And 90210, what was I doing there? And all-wheel drive Foundation Series, Cyberbeast Foundation Series, and you'll see all of them here. Now, all of these right here are demo drive vehicles. There's only one. So if you're in the inventory list that I'm looking for, this is zip code for Hollywood, but only one is new. So I think what's happened, right? The Cybertruck went into production initially being the Foundation Series because they're getting it to people who paid more earlier. The Foundation Series is like $20,000 more, right? You're getting a ton of tiny little options, the giant light bar across the front. You're just getting more features of your Foundation Series. And so Tesla was giving these Foundation Series vehicles, and they're building them and putting them in showrooms. Now some time has gone by. Tesla is now producing a bunch of the all-wheel drive, dual motor versions, and they don't have to put the Foundation Series Cyberbeast in the showrooms anymore. And so what they're able to do is instead take those off the showroom floor and replace them with cheaper Cybertrucks and sell these more expensive versions, even at just a little bit of a discount. So, you're able to buy a Foundation Series here, and you buy it, Tesla will give you a voucher for an XPEL wrap, which, that's like a $6,000 value. That's like nuts. And they're just doing that to move some inventory, which I think speaks to a larger question, right? We know that Tesla's clearly doing things to move inventory. They just unlocked the referrals for Cybertrucks in Canada. So they want, right? They're looking at a way to move inventory. However, I'm wondering how severe the issue is. My local service center has about 20 Cybertrucks sitting on the lot at all times. The Model Y is there. I'll see them get a batch of truck. It's probably there for a week. Model S and X, probably there for a couple weeks, month at the max. The Cybertruck, they have, again, 20 of them in a back lot just sitting there, not being moved. And, of course, this would just kind of indicate that maybe Tesla's making more than it's being sold. I know Tesla, clearly great at production as an EV automaker. They likely ramped up super fast, and now they're producing, but the demand isn't matching what's being produced. Now, I gotta say, I had to take a flight from Orlando, Florida to get to North Carolina. And on my drive from Tallahassee to Orlando, I saw a ton of Cybertrucks, probably about 30. And I was amazed. I was like, wow, there are a lot of Cybertrucks on the road. Clearly people are buying them. But I think Tesla might be producing more than what's being sold. And again, I'm just curious to what you guys think about this whole Cybertruck demand issue is looking like in particular. Because we're seeing them sit on inventory lots. Tesla hasn't really indicated that there's an issue. Cybertruck's still selling, but demand isn't as strong as it was at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. Pretty interesting to see all of the kind of offers that are happening for the Cybertruck. Better lease prices, $7,500 tax credit, and a free wrap if you get the Foundation series. So Tesla's clearly trying to move these things, and it's exciting to see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these offers. Are you in the market for a Cybertruck? Does this move the needle? Move the noodle. Wow, what was I about to say? Does this move the needle for you? And what do you think about Tesla production? I'm curious to know if you guys think there's a demand issue. Am I the only one who thinks this? I'm curious. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is the Out of Spec podcast. My name is Isaiah, and I will see you guys in the next one.